Okay, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Dear students, today we are going to talk about water issue as a non-traditional security threat in South Asia. And sometimes, it has the ingredient to become a traditional security threat in South Asia. Because if India and Pakistan go to war over water issue, so it would become a traditional security threat. And of course, India is, seriously pursuing many projects in IHK, Indian Held Kashmir, which are directly, impacting on Pakistan's water security. So before we move forward, let's understand first of all what is the importance of water, and this is how you are going to attempt your essay as well. Because introduction may you are going to put all these things. First of all, you are going to tell what is the importance of water in modern times. In 91, UN former Secretary General um, Ghali observed that next war will be fought over water, not politics. So these are the quotations which are there, and the UN General Secretary, when he is, quoting something, saying something, definitely it would have an impact. Many countries around the globe, they are facing water scarcity, and that is the issue that this fresh water supply is getting shrink day by day. So it may become a serious challenge in future. Another quotation is from Ismail, the first chairperson of the Global Water Partnership, warned. He said that if wars of this century were fought over oil, the wars of next century will be fought over water, unless we change our approach to managing this precious and vital resource. So I think he is right in his assertion. Previously, the war in Iraq, the war you know, the wars in Middle East, they were focused on water, oil and gas issues. But in future, now the water, which is the basic necessity of each and every individual, it is become a serious threat for many countries. Now, what is the strategic importance of water? This is what you are going to talk about in when you are discussing the your introduction. You're attempting an essay. Control of water resources, state and non-state actors, where water supplies or access to water is at root of tensions. So if any state actor or any non-state actor, they try to control water supply, automatically it would be a serious threat for that particular country. Many countries would use it as military tool. For example, state actors, if you recall, many whenever these assets like dams and other assets, they are considered very important, vital for any country's survival. So whenever war takes place, the protection of dams is paramount for every country, and the enemies, they try to take out these assets. So they may become a military tool as well. And if you for example, you use water as a weapon. For example, if India comes up with many dams in Kashmir, and during summer season, if the water supply is at its peak, for example, and if they open the taps, so automatically Pakistan would suffer huge losses. If you recall, floods of 2009 and 2010, most parts of Pakistan, they were underwater, and Pakistan lost millions and billions of dollars of losses, economic losses. So your enemy can use it as a military tool as well. It may also become may be used as a political tool. For example, in recent times, when India and Pakistan had some issues over Kashmir problem, and over surgical strike which India conducted. So at that time, many policymakers in India, they were of the opinion that India must revise or abandon Indus Water Treaty and control all waters. So they try to politically pressurize Pakistan. So that is also a political tool which countries may use it against other countries. Terrorism, non-state actors, they may destroy these things like these dams, and try to pressurize the state and other parties. Development disputes, state and non-state actors, where water resources or water systems are major source of contention and dispute in the context of economic and social development. So these are the few strategic importance of water which state actors and non-state actors try to manipulate and this is very, very important in for when it comes to the state parties. Uh, as I told you before, about the scarcity of fresh water. This is also very important to know that the fresh water resources are extremely limited in supply. Only 2.79% of the global water resources on Earth, of which 0.03% are available for human use. So it means that the increasing population around the globe. Right now, I think the world population has crossed 7 billion people around the globe. So which means the 80 million, about 80 million a year, almost 80 million people are adding up in this population. Freshwater demands of about 64 billion cubic meters a year is there, and slowly and gradually it is increasing with the passage of time. So what is the reason that we are facing water scarcity? Overpopulation, number one. Hyper-urbanization, that most of the people, they are moving towards big cities, and the cities are expanding and the water is shrinking. Climate change, of course, the whole world is facing this problem. And of course, mismanagement. That is also one of the things which is there. We in Pakistan, we lose, we waste more than 44 million acre feet of water every year because of the non-availability of dams or reservoirs. So these are some of the reasons that we are facing scarcity. As I told you before, that the terrorism or terrorists, they may try to manipulate such these resources. So I got an example for you. For example, ISIS militants, when they were controlling, when they control Mosul, and they also control the Mosul dam. So there was threat that if they destroy this particular dam, so 1.5 million people were at risk, and this dam could generate 66 feet high waves, which was threatening the downstream towns and cities. So that was the major threat at that time when the when the ISIS took over Mosul dam. So it was a huge threat at that time. So this was the reason that United States of America, along with their allies, they took it seriously, and they carried out some decisive military operations on this particular area, and they cleared this area from the militants. This is the strategic importance of dams, or you can say water resources for militants. Water scarcity in the world right now, as of 2019, 17 countries, which makes almost 1.7 billion population in total, were facing extremely high levels of baseline water stress, and this was according to the WRI Institute. So this was, this is something very, very serious, that 1.7 billion, population is facing extremely, threatening situation where the water is, getting shrunk. Today, WRI, they use tools to identify, no less than 44 countries, they are experiencing high level of water stress. Extremely पे तकरीबन 17 मुल्क थे, and 44 countries, they are facing high level of water stress. So और ये जो चीजें हैं, ये आहिस्ता आहिस्ता slowly and gradually it is increasing. So that's roughly a third of the planet whose available water supply is depleted by an average 40% annually. So अब क्या हो रहा है कि most of the countries, अगर आप देखें, they are facing this threat, and slowly and gradually this threat is increasing. और ये जो 17 countries हैं, इनके अंदर मैं आगे चल के आपको बताता हूँ कि कौन कौन सा मुल्क शामिल है. Water scarcity is getting serious day by day. For example, Cape Town, they face day zero, and that particular you can say area, city was a population of about 4 million, and the water, their reservoirs, their dams, they were dried because of the lack of rain and other problems. So other than that, the Chennai, India's one of the biggest city, they also faced this issue, and the water scarcity has plagued this particular area as well. So Cape Town is one such example, and India is another such example.